Hello, traders. FS Speculator here. Today is Wednesday, so happy hump day, and it is March 12th. Yeah, so how's everybody doing today? Boy, the dollar just wants to continue to range, big time, just range central. Hopefully we break out one way or the other. I mean, we are definitely still holding below the 50% Fibonacci retracement. And like I was saying yesterday, usually after you make three or more attempts, usually eventually it does end up breaking down. But boy, it really doesn't want to break down, does it? And even on the daily time frame, it kind of has a little bit of an ending diagonal look to it. So, boy, definitely does look like it could break up. But boy, it definitely doesn't want to break up. So, anyways, yeah, I wanted to start taking requests from people. If anybody has something they'd like me to look at, definitely let me know. I'd be more than happy to look at anything. I'll start off, while people are joining up, we'll start off by looking at the euro dollar, pound dollar, take a look at gold. Overall, it's been a pretty fairly slow day on most of the dollar pairs, but, kind of a doji candle so far today. But yeah, we're definitely still looking for longs in an uptrend, primarily on the euro dollar. If we take it down to the 1 hour time frame, it's been kind of range central, but if you watch my morning video, pretty much exactly what I said was going to happen on the euro dollar this morning happened. I said that this looks like more like a five wave down, and this looks like it could be a B, and this would be the A. And I mentioned this morning in my morning AM video that this looks like a possible wave C right here. So definitely played out as planned. I mean, nice impulsive move up, just still extremely rangy, but because it's on the higher time frames in an uptrend still, I'm definitely still recommending longs. I mean, if you are kind of trading the very short time frames, going long right here and going long right there definitely would have been the most profitable trades today for sure. So I'm personally definitely recommending longs. I understand that the market looks like it should pull back. But one thing we have to keep in mind is we are right in the middle of two Fibonacci retracement levels. For me personally, Fibonacci retracement levels usually are big areas of support and resistance, depending on what direction we are moving. So at this point, yeah, it does look like it could pull back, but I am definitely still very bullish because I think it will at least go to the 78% before we see anything too major for a pullback. So like I said, I'm definitely still looking for logs, and if you have been following along, I mean, this thing played out exactly as I was talking about this morning. Nice little three waves down, nice little impulsive up. If anything, you would kind of expect it to continue up, but we'll see what happens. Like I said, the US dollar definitely looks like it wants to break up. This is really sideways price action. I don't know what's causing such sideways price action. We had CPI inflation data come out today too, and man, there was definitely like a channel on there, big time. The market is definitely within a channel. Yeah, that is a major channel. Let's throw a channel on there, might as well, right? Because it is definitely one heck of a channel. My channel lines are pretty light because I don't really use them and I don't really want them to be in the way. Hey, Chrissy, how's it going? Let me throw a channel on this thing. Boy, it looks definitely like a good place for a channel. Look at that. Hey, Garrett, how's it going? Hey, Garrett, yeah, definitely. I'll look at that for you. Not a problem. Let me make these lines a little darker because I can't even see them. If I can't see them, I'm sure you guys can't see them too well. Something like that. Hey, Nay, how's it going? Nice to see you. So, what's everybody up to? Looking at this dollar, man, it is majorly range bound. Pretty, pretty bad. I don't usually use a whole heck of a lot of channels, but boy, this is definitely a good place for a channel. Still a little hard to see because of my colors, but there was a major channel going on right now on the U.S. dollar index. It's definitely still down, but boy, that does look like something that could break up, doesn't it? Definitely accumulating some orders one way or the other. But on the higher time frames, I still am really reluctant to say that it's definitely going to break up because I have definitely seen these type of situations before where you thought you were like looking at this and you're like, that thing is definitely going to break up. And then what happens is it just goes down into the next Fibonacci level. So to me personally, it totally looks like it wants to go up. I was even talking today how it looks like it should go up, and it should possibly make a correction, and maybe even it turns into like a wave two. Because look at this: one, two, three, four, five possible wave one. This looks like a possible wave two. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of wave 3, A, B, C of 4, and this last push down definitely has that wave 5 look to it. If this is really that huge turn on the weekly time frame that I think it is, then this potentially could be 5 waves of 1. And if that's true, this thing could break up in a pretty significant way because a wave 2 is almost definitely going to take out the high of wave 4 back here. So if it does break up, I would almost definitely expect it to at least go up and break the high of wave 2, and then potentially, in a couple of weeks, go down for a big old giant wave 3, if it really is this huge turn on the higher time frames, which I suspected it is. So, it'd make a lot of sense for this to be 5 waves on 1, turn up for wave 2, then down for 3, up for 4, down for 5, making its way all the way down to this lower Fibonacci level. So I'm still definitely thinking that the dollar needs a pullback, but I'm really apprehensive to say that it's definitely going to pull back because, like I've said, I've seen these situations where I was like so confident that the dollar was going to go up or down or whatever, and then I go long based on that, and then what happens is it just dives right down to the next Fibonacci level. So definitely not really too thrilled with price action. Definitely a major channel. I mean, definitely up and down, up and down, up and down. Euro dollar, like I said, definitely played out pretty much exactly like I said this morning that it would, A, B, C, and then impulsive up. But at this point, I mean, it's hard to tell exactly what it's going to do. I think there is a chance it might end up drifting down again. Maybe this is actually all the wave B right here, then it goes down for a wave C like this. I mean, that definitely would make sense. And that would be the dollar pushing back up temporarily too. So, hey, Garrett, yeah, that's what I was just looking at is the US dollar index. I don't use the DXY. I don't really have any labels at all on the DXY, as you can see. I use the US dollar index, which is almost exactly the same thing. I much prefer the FXCM US dollar index over the DXY because the DXY is literally exactly the same thing as the euro dollar, but in reverse. And if you looked at the DXY, you would definitely not be looking at this as a possible wave 5 because that is way too stretched out to be a wave 5 in my opinion. The reason why that move right there is so stretched out is because the euro dollar also made a very stretched out move as you can see. So the euro strength is causing the DXY to be very weak. But if you throw a Fibonacci on the US dollar index, we're not even to the 61%. If you throw a Fibonacci on the DXY, we are already past the 61%. And the reason is because of the euro weakness. It has nothing to do with the dollar itself. It has almost everything to do with the euro itself, not the dollar. So that's why I much prefer the US dollar index because this is equally weighted. The DXY is 58 or 57% weighted to the euro dollar, and then it's split up between other pairs. But they're almost exactly the same thing. The only time the DXY is really different is when the euro gains a lot of strength, and the euro is moving the market, which is happening right now. Normally, the US dollar and the DXY are pretty much exactly the same thing. As you can see, they're pretty much exactly the same. They only change a little bit from time to time when the euro is moving a lot. But yeah, anyways, that kind of gives me a roadmap to what I think is going to happen on the other ones. And I definitely am very bearish on the dollar also. But if you're looking at the US dollar index, it definitely looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Definitely looks like it could make an ABC of 2 and then down for wave 3. So definitely looks like a possible pullback coming. And just like I said, I don't really want to say it's happening yet because boy, it definitely may not happen yet. It may push down to the 61% before it goes up. So that gives me a lot of clues about what to do on the dollar pairs. Euro dollar, I'm definitely bullish. The next Fibonacci level is right here, so I would definitely be looking for nothing but longs, at least up to the next Fibonacci level, which we just looked at this on the sort of time frame, so we already looked at that. Pound dollar is pushing past the 61% Fibonacci. The next area that I would consider resistance is up here, or possibly this area right here, which is a little bit below there, but that might cause a pullback, and then maybe it'll go up to the 78% after that. But I'm very bullish on the dollar pair still. And the Aussie dollar is being really apprehensive about going up, but boy, it definitely still looks like it wants to go up, in my opinion. I think this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of 1. I think this push down is the 2, even though the push down's not really 3 waves. There is a chance it ends up doing something like that for more of a three-way pattern, but I think that we're going to go up possibly for wave three, and eventually this thing is just going to keep on going up and catch up with the other dollar pairs eventually. So we'll see what happens. If the dollar turns up, then the Aussie dollar is definitely going to turn down and probably even make a new low. So we have to be a little bit cautious with that, but there's no signs of the dollar turning yet. Pretty slow day on the dollar pairs overall. Now look at this, especially for a day when we have CPI. We had inflation data coming out today. We had CPI for the US coming out today. It was down even more than they predicted. They forecasted it was going to be 2.9 and it went down to 2.8. Month over month, it went down from 0.05 the previous month, zero point 0.5 to zero point 0.2 this last February. So inflation is actually down, not a lot down, but it definitely is down, which is good for interest rates because most likely interest rates will go down. And we have interest rate news on March 19th. So next week, we got interest rate news, which they already have it forecasted is not going down, but I have a feeling they're going to probably end up lowering 25 basis points if I had to guess. I think so, Ma. Really appreciate that. Definitely. That's really nice of you. Makes me feel good for sure. Thank you. So, anyways, I'm going to start taking requests now. You might as well look at gold actually, because we did look at that. Oh man, if you've been following along with my gold videos, you're also probably doing pretty good too. I've been nailing it on gold. I really don't even trade gold that often. I mean, once a blue moon, I'll try to enter a long-term swing trade, but I'm not really a gold trader. That looks like a wave A. I've been saying for like 2 days now that this is going to be an ABC and that it was going to go up to one of these two fib levels. I was saying that way back here when it was down here. You can check out some of my videos from a few days ago. And man, I would definitely keep an eye on these areas. Gold does like the 88.5. So if this really is a wave C, it could double top in on the sort of time frames and then start its move down for a wave C. So keep an eye on it. It possibly could go all the way up to the next fib level. So be careful. I wouldn't go short unless I saw a double top at a fib level, like that 345 shape. But I think there's a good chance it's going to make a lower high or maybe an equal high and then go down to about the $2,800 area for a wave four. So I think we're in an ABC of four. I think one down A, three up B, one down C. So now that we're back up to those target areas that I've been talking about for days now, you kind of got to go to a time frame where you can actually see this move up. But here's a trend, which is probably a pretty short time frame, like the 15-minute time frame to 30-minute time frame. And what I would want to see is I would want to see like a double top with a breaker structure, a significant breaker structure also, not just a little breaker structure, in order to confirm that we're going down for a big old giant wave C on sort of time frames. Hey Luca, how's it going? Yeah, I like gold because people love gold, but I'm not really much of a gold trader to tell you the truth because I'm an American, and anybody that has a U.S. broker and is an American knows why I don't trade gold is because you can't trade gold in the U.S. on a margin account. So I spent most of my career not trading gold, so I really still don't trade gold because of that. You can trade gold as an American, but not on a margin account, not on a Forex um, margin account. So, anyways, let's start taking requests. I got the JPY basket first of all, and the US dollar yen. Wow, that JPY basket is rejecting structure again. The JPY pairs in the US dollar just do not want to turn. Wow, another rejection of structure. I was warning you guys about this yesterday. I was saying that this might just be another A. I was saying this might be a B, and it might go down, reject structure, and continue back up. Wow. I bet, yeah, geez. Until it breaks and holds this structure, or if it breaks and holds this structure, my main analysis is definitely still 1, 2, 3, not ABC. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of C, which means that the JPY pairs would continue down for probably several more weeks to a month or so. But on shorter time frames, if you get a break of structure and it holds below structure, then that means it's not a 1, 2, 3. That means it's an ABC. And if it's an ABC, then we would at least go down and take out the previous lows. Yen pairs would probably go up and take out the previous high on the daily time frame, um, which is these highs. Not these highs up here, but these highs right here. That's if it really does turn. We don't know if it's going to turn or not. Wow, the yo again is bouncing off that level I was talking about. If it really does confirm the turn, I would expect it to go up and take out these highs, but we don't really know that it is a real turn other than an ABC. To be honest, I still think that the only reason why this one even broke structure is because of the yield, not because of the yen. The pound yen looks very corrective, like it could go down at any point. Aussie yen is definitely never broken structure, definitely a downtrend. Kiwi yen is definitely still a downtrend. No break of structure, no reason whatsoever to think it's not. CAD yen is definitely a downtrend. Yeah, we're going up a little bit, but that's likely just a pullback within a downtrend. And Swiss yen looks extremely corrective. So this JPY basket probably will not end anything, and it will probably continue up for this wave three. But I am more than happy to change my analysis in a brief moment, if necessary, to this. You have to be flexible because the market's the only one that really knows what the heck's going to happen. So we have to be willing to change our analysis if necessary. So as far as the dollar yen goes, though, I don't think this move, I really don't think this is going down now. I think this is only a wave A. It's very impulsive. I think it's only a wave A. I think maybe we're in a wave B right now. Maybe what happened is it made three waves of A. Now we're going to make three waves of B. And then or if it's three waves of A, it could be a W and an X. And then we'll either get three waves of Y up to a Fibonacci level for a wave Y, or we'll get five waves of an uptrend for a wave C, for an ABC, up to a Fib level. Then probably continuation of the downtrend. Maybe not stretched out quite that much. It might be a little more compact, like something like this. Something like that. But hopefully you get the idea. So anyways, let's see. Where we at? Let's see. Let's see. What's everybody up to? DXY, we got that. Yo again. If anybody has any requests, definitely put them in the chats. So the yo again, I have two analysis, and it really depends on the JPY basket which one comes true. Analysis number one is 1, 2, 3 of A, 1, 2, 3 of B, and then either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of C, or if it's a WXY, it would be 1, 2, 3 of X, wave Y that is for WXY. That's one analysis. My main analysis is definitely still down. Even though this made kind of a three-way move, it still has a broken structure, and I still think the only reason this one is so strong is because of the yield, not the yen. Because when we just looked at every other yen pair is definitely still in a downtrend. We have no break of structure whatsoever. So I still think there's a pretty good likelihood this is going to keep going down, making a lower high on the weekly time frame. But if the JPY basket proves me wrong, I have no problems with that. If you compare it to the pound yen, just real quick, correlated pairs is very important. This looks like 1, 2, 3 waves up, just a normal ABC. If you go to the euro yen, this made a lower low right here, but it's still probably a 1, 2, 3 pattern, probably an ABC. If it goes beyond the 138 level, I was saying that it's not an ABC, it's a 1, 2, 3, and we're probably going to make that one of those two scenarios to the upside on the weekly time frame. Or if it is an ABC, it'll probably bounce off this 138. They'll start turning down and it'll make a new downtrend. So normally you just got to keep an eye on your fib levels and see what happens. I don't think the 4 hour time frame is going to be the best. The 1 hour time frame is going to be the best time frame to show you the end of this either. I think that's going to be too short of a time frame. It's like the 2 to 4 hour time frame, probably the 2 hour time frame that would show me the end of this move. If you're on too short of a time frame, you're going to see breaks of structure that don't mean anything whatsoever. If you're on the Goldilocks time frame, then normally you can see a reliable break of structure if you really pay close attention. So that's definitely what I'm looking for that. Let's see here. Did Trump ever get on the calendar tonight? Half the time he's usually on the calendar before the night's over. No, he's not on there. That's good. We don't have to deal with that tonight at least. That's kind of good. So anyways, yeah, where we at now? Yo again. Pound Aussie and uh, platinum or palladium. I'm not sure which one that is. I have to look. Pound Aussie. I think that's palladium, isn't it? XRP is palladium. I still think we're in the middle of a wave three all the way up to the monthly time frame. I think this is a one, two, three. By the way, this white chart I have over here on the monthly time frame is the yearly chart. It goes all the way back to 1950, like 1950 something, 1955. No, 1961. Goes back to 1961. So even though that's a big time frame, I think it's useful. That's for sure. And that's the reason why I'm so confident that this whole thing is a correction because of the yearly time frame going back to 1961. So I think there's a good chance that we're in a wave C of a correction to a downtrend that we can't even see because there's not enough data on this chart. So I think this is a correction to the downtrend that we can't even see. This first move up is this A. This is a running B, and we're now in a wave C. That's an extremely high time frame outlook, but telling you, if you know what the higher time frames are doing, like the weekly and monthly, then the sort of time frames should be much more simple. ABC. But anyways, sort of time frames. Kind of seems like we could have a pullback at some point because of the clear five waves. One, two, three, four, five waves. Seems like a very, very clear five waves. Hey, Rocky, how's it going? Yeah, I'll look at oil and Bitcoin. No, I haven't really covered a whole lot of pairs like that. I'm looking at platinum or palladium in a second uh, for somebody. I forget who requested it. Pound Aussie, though. Yeah, we'll look at that in a minute. I think we might have one more little push up just because it looks like an incomplete trend. It looks like it needs to make a wave five, probably hitting this 78% before we get a significant turn. It definitely does too. Look at that. One, two, three. Yeah, probably a wave four. One, two, three, four, five of five. Probably one more little push up, I bet. ABC down. I bet this is an ABC right here. So keep an eye on it. Boy, this thing is really rejecting this area, huh? Maybe it's gonna poke through there just to grab some liquidity and then turn back up, finishing a wave C. Something like that, I bet is pretty likely. Let's see. I think platinum is next, or palladium, whatever it is. XRP. XRP. I think that's. XRP is a crypto. Okay, now I got you. I was thinking of XPD or whatever, XPT or whatever it is, platinum, palladium, whatever it is. Guys can see that I'm not really a crypto guy. I do have a big list of cryptocurrencies that I'll look at. I'll look at any of them really, but I'm pretty sure I already have it on my list. Right there. I'll look at Bitcoin too in a second if you want. I still think that Bitcoin's gonna make a way B if it looks like what it looked like last time I looked at it. Boy, this one looks quite a bit different. Let me look at Bitcoin real quick. Just yeah, that looks a lot different than Bitcoin. Bitcoin, I think, is getting ready to start a wave B. To me, this looks like impulsive move down for like a wave A. This looks like one, two, three up for B. Maybe we're in a one, two, three, four that's gonna go down maybe below the lower wave A type thing for a wave C. It kind of seems like it's an incomplete downtrend for the wave C. Maybe it's going to go down to retest the 50, maybe poke through a little extra like this one did, or maybe push down to the 61.8, and then maybe from either there or there, it will continue the uptrend probably. Pretty good chance of it, huh? Probably a real good chance of it. So I would be looking at this move up as a correction to the last move down. I would definitely be throwing my Fibonacci from this high right here to this low right here, and be looking for a, oops, wrong one. Be looking for a short. Yeah, it's probably going to go up a little more. Maybe it'll go up to the 61 or something, and then make another short. Looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's why it almost kind of looks like it needs to go down and then up to finish off some sort of a three wave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It did a little wave B and then up again. Something like that over there. That's an ABC correction for sure. Something like that, I bet, is likely for sure. Definitely. And then maybe after that, you could get the big long. Maybe it'll go back up and make new highs. Yeah, I'll definitely look at it. I don't mind looking at any cryptocurrency. I'm not. I actually enjoy looking at stuff that I don't normally look at anyways. But let me go in order. Let's see here. We got that. We did the pound dollar, but we will circle back to that. I'll look at NASDAQ and then we'll look at Rockies pairs. We got the NASDAQ and the US 30 to look at first, though. Keep it going in order. Still not finished with its downtrend, is it? This is definitely a wave A to me. You got to go all the way up to the weekly time frame to understand what the Dow Jones is doing. This is definitely a wave A. We're almost definitely going to start a move up at some point, and then we'll probably go down again at some point, and then go back up for either a wave 5 or just a continuation of a never-ending trend. If you're talking about the stock market, it's pretty much a never-ending trend. So more than likely, we're going to start a wave B at some point, but it's still not starting yet, is it? I bet at some point it's going to go down one more time, make it like a double bottom. And then if it turns up and breaks structure, that would be the complete wave A. Then we would likely make a wave B, which would be a crescent to the whole wave A. And then probably back down for the bigger wave C. So I would still be looking for shorts unless it just starts to get very impulsive up, which is definitely likely that it could. And then the US 30, right? The Dow Jones. Oh, the Dow Jones already made a little bit of a double bottom. Not really at a fib level though. But and wave A doesn't really necessarily have to turn at a fib level. The whole ABC correction probably will. Um, most wave A's do take out the previous structure, the previous uptrend, and it's already done that. So I think I would say the same thing about this as NASDAQ. I think this is a 1, 2, 3. We're probably gonna have to make a pullback for wave 4, then down for wave 5, and then a pullback for wave B, and then probably down to the 38 or 50% for wave C. I think we're gonna make some sort of an ABC correction over the next 90 days or so. And the reason why I think it's 90 days is because of the time that it took the wave 2 to play out. So right around 90 days is how long the wave 2 took. So you would expect to see about 90 days or so for the wave 4, give or take, maybe 10 days or so. So I would say on the NASDAQ, we're probably in a wave 4 right now. So probably going to drift up a little more, make some sort of a corrective looking pattern, and then down for wave 5, and then probably turn back up for that. Seems pretty likely. So now we got those. Let's check out oil and Bitcoin. Yeah, Rocky's already requested Bitcoin, so we're on that. We were actually just looking at oil yesterday with Philip in the Zoom meeting because we're both waiting for a turn. Oh, which may be happening already. Yeah, we were just talking about this yesterday. I got an alert on here. I got an alert on my chart, so if it does turn back up, I would get it. But honestly, it kind of seems like the alert needs to go down a little bit now. Now that it made a new low, probably right there where I can start to look short. I still think this is going to go up and finish off its wave B. I still think that this is impulsive wave A. I still think this is impulsive wave A of B. I think this, even though it's kind of odd looking, I think it's some sort of a 1, 2, 3 down for wave B. We were talking about how it was probably going to grab all this liquidity right here for the wave B and then up for wave C. And I still think this wave C is going to go up to about $100 a barrel for an ABC of B. And then we're probably going to go back down to about 30 some odd dollars, $40, $36 for wave C. But the more important thing is whether this is over or not. Did it grab all these lows? No, it still didn't grab all these lows. I guess it doesn't have to, especially if it's a wave B. It probably actually shouldn't if it's a wave B. But we were kind of talking about how it definitely may try to grab some liquidity down there. But to me, it definitely looks like impulse down. I think right here may be 3 waves of B or something. I don't know. It's weird looking. This is impulse. That's kind of a WXY, isn't it? I don't know. That's 1, 2, 3. That's 1, 2, 3. This is definitely more 5. Very odd. That's definitely 5 waves. I would consider that, even though it's not really the best 5 waves, I would consider that impulsive. That's impulsive too. Maybe that's corrective and that's impulsive for your 3 waves. So 3 waves, 1, 2, 3 up. Hmm. W, 3 down, X, 3 up, Y. And that would be A. And then you would have the A of B, WXY for the B of B. And we're currently in the wave C of wave B right now to match this wave A over here. Eventually, we're going to get an uptrend that's probably about the same size as this wave A, which I think will bring us up to the 100% Fibonacci extension because we had a fib level on there for the extension. So if we get the end of a trend, I think it's worth going long. I got an alert on this because I want to get in it also. If it breaks structure, I think it's going to be worth trying to go long on and worth holding potentially to $100 a barrel. Man, usually in the summertime, oil is a little more bearish, so keep an eye on it because it definitely may go down and take these lows before it really does turn up. Wherever those lows are back here, way back here, around $63, $63.50, something like that. So, and Bitcoin, yeah. Let's see, Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin is really clear on the higher time frames. Bitcoin is making a very, very clear alleyway pattern in my eyes. Very clear. One, two. Let me change back to blue. 1, 2. This is all 5 waves of 3, 4, 5. That is a very clear trend, which means that this move down is almost definitely a wave A. And I can even see 5 waves of A now that we made a double bottom. So I think it's going to start to move up, which will be a percentage of this move down. You know, it could be anywhere up to 78% or more for wave B, which might put us back up to $100,000 a coin. And then I think it's going to go down to 72 or possibly 62,000. Or maybe it's even going to break this low if it's really 5 waves on the higher time frames, which it kind of looks like it could be. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to tell. It doesn't really look like it is, but it looks like it could possibly be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with a stretched out wave 5. I like oil. I don't trade it very often, but I would like to get into a good swing trade on oil, definitely. I don't think it's the Dow Jones is even close to being over either. I think it's gonna be corrective for the next 90 days or more, probably right into the summertime. It's hard to tell once you get in these sort of time frames. It actually is much clearer to see this as 5 waves on the daily, but it definitely looks like 5 waves. It's definitely a little overlapping, which, trends within a correction sometimes are very overlapping. So maybe we are getting ready to make a pretty good bull run on crypto. Maybe we'll go up and take out all these highs up here, back up to 100, 102,000. Some sort of a, something like this maybe, and then back down again. Bitcoin and most other cryptocurrencies do make some very, very nice elite wave patterns for sure. So definitely, if you are a crypto trader, definitely keep an eye on your elite wave patterns. Just make sure you're on the right time frame, because if I'm on the daily, I'm like, oh, that's a perfect 5 waves. If I go down to the 1 hour, 4 hour, I'm like, oh, that's a garbage pattern. It's all about, with elite wave, it's all about being on the right time frame at the right time, definitely. Let's see. Excuse me. So, anyways, yeah, definitely don't forget to join my Discord channel, which is definitely 100% free if you haven't done so already. Looks like 76% of you have joined my Discord channel already. If you haven't, definitely give it a try. It's 100% free. Never had to pay a dime if you do not want to. If you do want to join my website membership, then you get access to a ton of benefits that are all listing across the bottom of the screen. And that is at my website, fxtripcollector.com. We have news tomorrow. We got PPI news, core PPI, which is the change in price of finished goods and services sold by producers, excluding food. And this one right here is including food. So that's a pretty decent news event too, because obviously that's very inflationary. Um, if that goes up, then that's inflationary for the U.S. We also have unemployment claims. We got some Chinese news, which could affect the Aussie, I guess, also. We got some pound GDP first thing tomorrow morning, and we got consumer sentiment and inflation expectations tomorrow. So quite a bit of news tomorrow, definitely. Unfortunately, for the next couple of weeks, the news is a little weird because it comes out at 12:30 UK time instead of 1:30 UK time, and that's because the US just changed their clocks over. My Zoom meeting, if you're in the US, my Zoom meeting, not my Zoom meeting, but my live stream, YouTube live stream is 1 hour, what is it, later? Because it's only 4 hours difference now between you and me. It's still the same time for me. I'm still doing it at 6 p.m. GMT time. On March 30th, Switzerland, Europe, and the UK all changed their clocks, spring forward, fall back. So we're gonna move our clocks, and then we'll be 5 hours apart, just like we were before. Yeah, I'll take a look at the dollar CAD. Boy, I thought it was gonna turn up, but it's really still pushing down, isn't it? I thought it was gonna turn up. I got back in it, but man, the daily time frame does look like my original analysis is correct. So usually your original analysis is always going to be the one to trust. Impulsive up, one, two, three ways down, and then potentially impulsive up for wave C. I think we might go down and take out these lows that we just made right here. If it doesn't turn up pretty soon, I'm just definitely gonna get out. Oh yeah, that's getting pretty strong down, is that? We had a nice little double bottom spike right before I started the meeting. It was never engulfing though, so I guess that was kind of the clue. It never did make an engulfing candle, did it? But we had a nice double bottom right at the 50% fib. So if it doesn't turn up pretty much right away, I'm definitely getting out for sure. My stop loss is actually down below the 61%, but I'm not gonna let it go down there. If it doesn't turn up probably by the end of this candle, I'll definitely just take the 0.5% loss and move on. The fundamentals are changing, Russ. Hey Russ, how's it going? The Swiss yen, the fundamentals are changing. I'm not really. I don't really follow the fundamentals on anything. I kind of hate. I'm getting kind of over Trump news because every time Trump talks, the market moves, and I normally don't pay attention to anything that the president say. I'm definitely not a fundamentalist. I'm like pretty much 100% technical analyst. I really don't pay much attention to fundamentals. Oh man, that's turning into a one, two, three. The interest rate, the Canadian interest rate came out today. What do we got? Yen interest rate too, or something coming up? Hmm. Yeah, I'll take a look at it. It's gonna be all technical analysis though. I'm still very bearish, and the reason why I'm still very bearish is because of the JPY basket. The JPY basket I still think is possibly gonna go up and take out these highs, making a big giant wave C. If the JPY basket continues up and does that, then we would have to expect all the JPY pairs to continue down. So I'm still very bearish on the Swiss yen, to tell you the truth. Not anything to do with fundamentals. We keep rejecting structure right here. We've rejected structure several times now. And we have a little bit of a lower high here. This move up to me looks very corrective. So I think we might have impulsive down. This first move up is an A. This is an expanding ABC. See, expanding ABC of B. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up for C. I think this could be another A, B, and C correction. And I think there's a good chance that the yen pair, the yen basket's going to go up. And the yen pairs are going to keep going down potentially at some point. So I'm still very bearish on the pound yen, the Swiss yen. It's been very range bound now, so obviously there's some major uncertainty in the yen pairs. And if the yen basket does break down, I'll be more than happy to start looking for shorts. That's kind of what I've been saying for days and days now. If the basket breaks down, then I will not be looking for shorts. I'll be looking for longs. My other alternative my main analysis is that we're going to keep going down for a wave C. I think this is an A, B. I think we could keep going down for a wave C. I think there's a good chance we could go down to about the 157.5 area. This is still my main analysis, but I have an alternative analysis on the daily, which is actually part of an analysis that kind of belongs to other people, which is that this is one, two, three waves up. Even though it's a lower low, if you look at other yen pairs, it's not a lower low. One, two, three waves down, three up, three down can sometimes lead to five up, which would take out the previous high. That would make this an A. That would make that a regular flat for wave B, and then potentially down for a wave C, just like what I was showing before. Except for the only difference is they would go all the way up here before it actually went down to that 157.5 area. And this move right here is looking very corrective. I got my Fibonacci retracement on this move right here. It's looking extremely corrective. I think it's still going to go up a little bit, but there's still a pretty good chance it could go down. Unless it breaks and holds above this structure, unless the JPY basket breaks and holds below its structure. I'm definitely still very bearish, very bullish JPY basket, very bearish JPY pairs. Like I was saying, a lot of them are kind of turning up a little bit, but look on the daily. No break of structure, definitely a downtrend. Canadian yen, no break of structure, definitely a downtrend. I think you could move the structure down here now, though, because we did make a new structure, so. But no break of structure, definitely still a downtrend. Kiwi yen, that didn't make a lower low, so no break of structure, definitely still a downtrend. Aussie yen, Aussie yen definitely does have a much closer structure, but no break of structure, definitely a downtrend. No problem. A lot of what I do is correlated pairs. If it wasn't for correlated pairs, I wouldn't have a clue what was going on more times than not. So anytime I look at the Swiss yen, I automatically got to look at the JPY basket, and then I automatically got to look at all the JPY pairs, and then usually correlated pairs will tell me what's going to happen. Pound yen, no break of structure, still a downtrend. Euro yen, it did break structure, but that is more likely because of the euro strength. If you look at the euro dollar, obviously that's very strong. You look at the euro CAD, that's extremely strong. Euro Swiss has been very, very strong. Euro pound, Wow, that's turning down hard, but that's been strong. Yo, Aussie's been very strong. Yo, Kiwi. So overall, the euro has been very, very strong, which is why I think the euro yen did break structure, but this could still reject structure, turn it to 138% Fibonacci extension of this, which I think could be a wave A, B, C. If it does turn down, making a golfing move down, it's probably going to go down, take out some lows, probably continue its downtrend. So overall, I'm definitely still pretty bearish. Definitely very bearish still on the yen. Does anybody else have any more requests? Put them in the chats on YouTube. I'll be more than happy to check things out if you want. Let's see. Silver? Oh, gold. You want to buy now? What time frame are you buying on? Must be a very short time frame. I think at some point gold is going to go down. We're on the daily, but I think at some point gold is going to go down to at least the $2,800 area. I think this is an A. I think this is a B. I think we're going to turn down for wave C. Now it doesn't have to turn down now. It could possibly go up a much more. It could go up much more. It definitely is no signs of it being over yet. I'm not saying that it's over now, but I'm saying that we're definitely in the zone. The 88.5 is definitely an area where gold could turn. But we have no break of structure. We have no engulfing move. Yeah, and that definitely could be an ABC correction. I agree. That could be an expanding flat right there. Impulsive down, corrective up, impulsive down, higher high. Maybe down just a little bit more, then up to the 88%. So I agree. It might go up on the 15-minute if you're trying to get a short time frame trade. It might go down a little bit more just to get a little more liquidity on those lows, but maybe up is the direction. I do agree. For a scalp type trade, it probably is the right direction. Definitely. I definitely think you should be looking for long still. Definitely. So keep an eye on that for sure. Dollar pairs aren't really moving too much now, are they? Euro dollar started making a pretty decent move down, but yeah, definitely made a pretty decent move down the last couple hours. Yeah, do it up, buddy. Full margin. Sounds like a normal retail trader, honestly. Sorry, I don't want to be rude, but especially a gold trader. Boy, gold traders, I feel like gamblers, big time. Might as well just go to the casino. Put all your money on black roulette table. Yeah, boy. Looks like the dollar is really not done with its move up, though. That stupid dollar CAD though is going down pretty hard. Gold traders are risk takers, aren't they? A US dollar CAD might be in a 1, 2, 3. It might not even be. It might be a 1, it might be a 2, and we might be in a wave 3, taking it all the way back down to the lows. So if we're in a wave 3, this thing ain't gonna stop. This might be the wave A, this might be just a weird looking wave B, and we're now in a wave C, taking it back down below the lows. So I did get suckered into a log on this today at the news. So definitely be careful. It actually looks like it's going down now. I got out. I got in at the news, like right around the news or right before the news or whatever. Got out with like a 10 pip loss, like a tiny loss. But then I got back in down here because it started to look like it was going back up. Now I'm gonna have, I don't know, whatever it is. Unless it turns out pretty much right now, I'm just gonna take the loss. 20 pip loss, 30 pip loss, whatever it is. Might as well. 26 pips. It's a pretty small loss, definitely, but daily time frame kind of told the real story on this one. One, two, three ways down. That's why I am so adamant about the higher time frames. I don't care if you're trading on the 15-minute time frame or whatever, 5-minute time frame. Doesn't really matter what time frame you're trading. It's definitely the higher time frames are almost always telling you the correct story over what you see on the shorter time frames. Ah, gold, man. Gold lovers. I just barely looked at gold. It might go up one more time, but it's probably only going to go up to the 88% if you're lucky. You might get one more long out of it, but I think at some point it's going to turn down pretty hard. I think at some point it's going to go down to about the $2,800 area. I think this is an A. I think this is a B, and I think we're going to go down for a wave C. But if you're trading the shorter time frames, which most gold traders are, you might be able to get one more long out of it at some point tonight. And maybe not right now. It might go down a little bit more. It might go down a little bit more, grab some more liquidity, maybe down into this area. But it seems like at this point, it probably will go up to at least the 88%, right around the 1942 area. So depending on what kind of trader you are, if you're a short time frame trader, if you're a long time frame trader, you might want to keep an eye out for the short that it's going to take you down to $2,800 and below. Big old swing trade potentially coming on gold if it does turn, which it does look like it wants to. I think if they sign that deal with Ukraine and Russia, if they sign that deal, which apparently isn't going very good, then gold probably will go down pretty hard. Ah, good. That's good news. Real good news. I think Zelensky already signed his part of the deal, or at least agreed to it. So that's good news. That one needs to be over. Um, I personally know a few people that have refugees from Ukraine, where I live in Europe. I met a couple people from the Ukraine, and they're very, very nice people, and it's extremely sad what they had to go through. Extremely sad. Can you imagine like leaving your home because it's getting bombed? I definitely couldn't imagine it. Feel bad, that's for sure. Dollar pairs are trying to move a little bit. Boy, what is going on? Oh yeah, from South Africa. Some parts of South Africa are pretty nice, aren't they? From what I've seen on TV, I've never been to nothing, but some parts of South Africa I heard are pretty nice. I want to go to Africa, maybe the at some point, but I want to go see the animals. I want to go see the elephants and giraffes and lions and tigers and all that stuff. Nice. That's cool. I met a few people through YouTube and Discord that are from Africa, so from like South Africa area. I don't have a clue where that is or anything, but yeah, I don't know. That's good. It's good that we have people from all over the world. Definitely. Is that just a stop punt on the dollar CAD or what? Jeez. Cape Town. Nice. That's probably the one I've heard of. I don't know. Never been, like I said, but I would definitely not be against visiting. Hey, menu, how's it going? I'm not sure if you're the real menu. I think you are. I thought there was two menus at one point. One of them was the fake menu. Oh yeah, Copper looks like it could be in a way B, doesn't it? One, two, three ways of A. I see why you want to look at it. That definitely looks like a possible way B, big time. That might go up to the 78% and then turn down for a big old giant wave C. That'd be pretty nice. That'd be a really good swing trade too, because this is the weekly time frame. Might have a little bit more upside, but boy, it is getting close, isn't it? Oh wow, it's 5 waves too. One, two, three, four, five. Do I have my fibs in the right spot? Yeah, looks like it. It's getting very close to a sort. It's probably technically going to go up a little bit more just to grab that fib, but it's getting very, very close to a sorting opportunity, isn't it? Kind of looks like it might stretch out a little bit more, and then down it goes for a big old giant push down. Yeah, I think that's good. On the weekly time frame, that looks really good. Boy, the whole thing looks like one big old correction. Maybe it's a WXY, huh? On the weekly time frame. Boy, it definitely could be. One, two, three down. One, two, three up. One, two, three down. Boy, that does look like a WXY big time. Either way, though, whether it's an ABC of just a normal ABC or WXY, either way, I think it's going to turn down pretty hard at some point here. Maybe just go up a little more, got that fib level, and then turn back down. Seems like a good possibility. So, anyways, if anybody hasn't done so, definitely do check out my Discord channel. I want to have a community of traders that are willing to help each other out, and it is 100% free to join. You do not ever have to pay a dime if you do not want to. It is free. So definitely do check that out. Some days the group is very, very active, and some days like today, it's not really that active at all. The members chats is usually pretty active, but I can't really run both groups, so definitely don't be afraid to join up, share your charts, interact with other traders, help people out, talk to people. I think that having a community of like-minded people is extremely important in trading. So that's why I want to build this community of like-minded traders that are willing to help each other out. I currently have 5,767 members in the group. So definitely do check it out. It is 100% free. It looks like 75% of people are already in the Discord channel. So if you are already in the Discord channel, definitely don't be afraid to say your charts, interact with people. If you um, if you do at fxpipcollector.com on here, if you type in at fxpipcollector.com and then ask me a question, then I'll respond. But otherwise, I don't really watch these chats. I mostly watch the members chats throughout the day. And as you can see, the members chats are quite a bit more active. We got a lot of people in here helping each other out, posting the charts and all that type of stuff. I've been in a trading community pretty much my whole trading career, and if it wasn't for that, I don't think I would be anywhere nearly as successful as I am. Whether you join the free community or you do become a member of my website, it doesn't really matter. I do think the community is very, very important when it comes to trading. You really need to have people to bounce ideas off when it comes to trading. It's extremely important in my eyes. So, anyways, definitely, if you want, check out the free members channel on my website. Check out my website for the members. And if you would just like to join for free, then check out the Discord link. It is 100% free to join. You never do have to pay a dime if you do not want to. So, yeah, anyways, I will be back tomorrow at the same time, same place. If you have some requests, bring them in tomorrow, and I'll be more than happy to look at anything. So, anyways, I hope everybody enjoys the rest of the evening. And as always, happy trading and good evening.